Straight ahead on CCX News, back from Taiwan, the lessons a local mayor and city council member learned about transportation and light rail. Plus, aging baby boomers choosing to stay put in their home, how that has led contractors to change their thinking. And later, the increasingly popular alternative to traditional trick-or-treating. CCX News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. A couple of local city council members are getting reacclimated to Minnesota now after a week-long visit to Taiwan.
Golden Valley Mayor SHEP Harris and New Hope Council member Jonathan London were part of an 8-member delegation that studied transportation in that country. And as Eric Nelson found out, the long trip was educational.
It's one of the most dense countries in the world. Taiwan, the entire island, has about 23 million people.
SHEP Harris and Jonathan London have jet lag, but they aren't complaining.
Very productive trip. It was enjoyable to meet with the various local and city leaders.
For me, it's about learning those best practices, those lessons that they've learned.
The Golden Valley Mayor and New Hope City Council member were like sponges, soaking up everything they could on their trip to Taiwan.
Taiwan is kind of a crossroads for people from the Philippines, from Singapore, from mainland China. We actually ran into the governor of Guam in our hotel.
We had very short meetings with different ministers and leaders of various places.
The local politicians have many takeaways from their global journey, especially when it comes to transportation.
They gave us a very nice tour of the rapid transit system. I would say that was a shining jewel when you're moving that many people around a city.
And we saw some really good indicators in Taiwan about how they're able to protect the environment, in fact in some cases improve their environment, and best integrate light rail through that environment.
Harris and London were impressed with the light rail and train systems in Taiwan and would like to see similar things done with the Blue Line in the Northwest Burbs.
There are some fascinating infrastructure projects that they have there that we may be able to copy.
It looked very nice, it operated efficiently, everything was on time. The question is at what cost?
Now, according to Jonathan London, riders use a card to board trains in Taiwan, and it is rechargeable. London also said there is more diplomacy and reserve from political leaders in Taiwan compared to the outspoken and bombastic style here in the U.S. Mike?
All right, thank you, Eric. Well, charges are pending against a man accused of shooting and seriously injuring a woman in Brooklyn Park. Officers were called out to the 7900 block of Bryant Court North on Saturday night on the report of a shooting. Police found the victim, who was immediately taken to the hospital. The suspect had fled the scene, but police tracked him down early Sunday morning. And CCX News checked court records of the suspect. They show he has a history of drunken driving, fleeing police, and assault.
People who use Highway 55 to get into Minneapolis will have to find another route. Part of the highway shut down on Monday morning. Orange cones and detour signs alert drivers of the closure. The road is closed between Van Wyck Memorial Boulevard and Lyndale Avenue. Drivers are being detoured to Highway 100 and 394. The stretch of highway is closed for 2 weeks so crews can replace an old storm sewer. They're also making room for a proposed Blue Line light rail extension stop.
The new homeowners in Brooklyn Center will get a doorstep delivery next year designed to help build community and connections. Since 2010, the city's Housing Commission has passed out neighborhood welcome bags to new residents. Bags contain information about Brooklyn Center and city services, and now they're looking to expand the program, and they want businesses that serve Brooklyn Center to offer a free item in the welcome bags. It's a way for new residents and businesses to connect.
Not only will they get information about the city, but they'll get information about different businesses, and the businesses will offer a free item for the resident. So something like a free cup of coffee or a free pizza or a week membership at a local business.
Getting businesses involved with the welcome bags also encourages new residents to eat and shop local. And if you'd like to get involved in the Welcome Bag Initiative, you can sign up on Brooklyn Center's website.
Well, in case you can't make it to the polls on Election Day, November 7th, you can vote early by stopping by city halls and school district offices. Starting on Tuesday, voters will be able to place their ballots into a ballot counter. Voting machines will record votes but will not report results until after the polls close on November 7th. This year's elections impact schools with levy questions for voters in the Anoka-Hennepin, Wayzata, Hopkins, and Brooklyn Center school districts. And there is also competition for seats on the Golden Valley City Council. Two local women are teaming up with a Plymouth salon to help bring warmth to children this winter.
This is the 7th year for the Coated in Love campaign, and organizers say the need gets larger every year.
There are people who don't have winter, something as basic as a winter coat. And so for us, that's really important. You shouldn't have to stand out on the bus stop and freeze.
Well, so far, more than 500 coats have been collected, and while most of the coats are for young children, organizers say they could really use some outerwear for teenagers. Meanwhile, new reflection salons in Plymouth, Maple Grove, and Ridgedale are collecting coats all year round. And there's a special deal for the month of November at the Plymouth location.
For a limited time between November 1st and November 30th, if you book a service after 4 p.m., you can give a donation of $5 and receive a glass of wine. And it's good for one donation per person. And 100% of the proceeds go to Coated in Love, so we are able to buy more coats for next year.
This Saturday, Coated in Love will distribute coats at the Pillsbury United Oak Park Center from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Still ahead on CCX News, a trend with aging baby boomers, how it gave a Plymouth contractor a new work focus.
Plus, see which local football teams are still alive after the latest round of the prep football playoffs.
But first, get ready for this, the coldest Halloween expected in 11 years. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, by the year 2060, 1 in 4 U.S. residents will be age 65 or older.
The graying of America means a variety of changes. In this week's Business Matters, the focus is on a Plymouth small business designed to help people stay in their homes. There's a transition underway at the Corbett home in Brooklyn Park.
This one we talked about right here.
Downstairs, Gail Corbett is spending time with her parents, Ray and Phyllis.
So they're just going to put some railings up in the shower area.
The couple is in their mid to late 80s, and they just moved in with their daughter and son-in-law, Dave. Pictures have already been hung on the walls, including a photograph from Phyllis and Ray's wedding day in 1952.
It is a time marches on thing, you know, and everybody needs, you know, different phases of life. You need different things, and so here they are here, and it's much better here than it had been in some other kind of a nursing home type situation, whatever.
It's why Steve Johnson is at work in the shower, installing grab bars.
Well, I have a construction background, and this was just modifying that a little bit.
A licensed contractor, Steve was looking for work that felt more rewarding. In 2011, he started the Plymouth company, Home Freedom.
Just simple modifications to the house. They don't have to be expensive. Just simple things can keep somebody really safe in their home.
A collage of photos from past projects show different ramps Steve has built. There's also extended stairs and many different kinds of railings for inside and outside the home. Steve has even invented his own type of grab bars that work on a track system for fiberglass or tile areas.
Oftentimes I've had, when I finish a job, people will just start crying and say, thank you so much, you know, I'm able to get back into my home. And it's just, you know, moments like that make it all worthwhile.
You can count the Corbett family grateful, too, for the modifications that will allow Ray and Phyllis to live out their days at home.
I think it's just important that it becomes a family thing, you know, more than anything else.
Project costs can vary from around $100 to install a grab bar to several $1,000s for more extensive construction work. Still ahead, what has become a popular alternative to door-to-door trick-or-treating.
But first, Wayzata and Maple Grove battle in the state boys soccer semifinals at U.S. Bank Stadium. John Jacobson is in next with the highlights.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. Local teams Wayzata and Maple Grove faced off in the semifinal of the state Class AA boys soccer tournament Monday morning. Turned into be a high-scoring battle. A good day to be indoors, too, at U.S. Bank Stadium. First half of this game, the Trojans' Ethan Wagner crosses the ball out front. It's cleared by Maple Grove, but right to Walter Smith. He does a great job chipping that shot high into the net. And it's 1-0 Wayzata 10 minutes in. Great play here. Stuart Sane will pass to Eric Williams. He'll shield off the defender and leaves the ball for Sane. He drills it in for a goal. And it's 2-0 Wayzata. They lead that at halftime. Maple Grove does get on the board in the second half. Jack Gleckler here. Great header off the Will Zaver corner kick. The Crimson are back within a goal of 2-1. But less than a minute later, Wayzata responds. Patrick Whale will get an assist, setting up Sadra Gozarian. He scores, and the Trojans are back up by 2 goals. It's 3-1. And they'll pull away from there. Whale with a great effort here, getting around and through defenders to score. Wayzata would add 2 more goals after this. They win at 6-2. Maple Grove will play for third place Tuesday afternoon. And Wayzata's in the state final for a second straight year. They'll face Stillwater. And that game is Thursday at 3 o'clock at U.S. Bank Stadium. In the Class A semifinals Monday afternoon, Totino Grace and Ordo went to overtime before the Eagles scored to win at 3-2. Herbert Endele netted the game winner for Grace. They play the winner of the second semifinal. That game is Thursday morning at 10 for the Class A title at U.S. Bank Stadium. Just a handful of local teams are still alive in the football playoffs. Cooper looked to continue its unbeaten season as they face Spring Lake Park in the Section 5 5A semifinals. After an unsuccessful Spring Lake Park onside kick to start the game, Cooper scores. Ante Burns taking it the last 6 yards for a touchdown. Their defense plays strong in this one. Justin Madison gets the sack here early in the second quarter, and Nasir Borden gets a hole to run through, and he's into the Spring Lake Park secondary in a hurry. Panthers can't run him down. He goes 58 yards for a touchdown to make it 14-0 Cooper. After recovering a Panthers fumble, the Hawks tack on 3 more on Edgar Carrillo's field goal with 1 second left before halftime to make it 17-0. In the third quarter, Nate Hill cuts it outside. Great stiff arm here, knocks down the defender. He goes 36 yards for a touchdown. Cooper rolls to a win. They win it 23-0. On the other side of the bracket in Section 5, it was Park Center aiming for a second straight upset. They played at St. Louis Park in the semifinals. First quarter of this one, St. Louis Park quarterback Johnny Sorensen keeps it. He goes 27 yards for a touchdown. And the Orioles build a 21-0 lead on the Pirates. Second quarter, Park Center starts a comeback. Jamel Brown hits Ronald Garrison. He'll go 40 yards for a touchdown, and Park Center is on the scoreboard. And their defense picks up its play too. Ryan Schnobrick with the tackle for loss here. Emmanuel Tambo will take the handoff, get around the edge, and dives in for a score. And it makes it 21-12 Park. That's the score in the fourth quarter as well. Brown to Garrison. And does fight his way down to the 3-yard line on a big 4th down conversion. And it sets up a touchdown by Brown. Park Center cuts the lead to 21-18. Park Center has a chance to win it. 1 second left from the Orioles 33, but Brown's pass broken up, and it's St. Louis Park advancing to the section final with a 21-18 win. They'll play Cooper in the title game on Friday. Class 6A teams played in the snow Friday night. Maple Grove and Wayzata played for the second straight game after meeting in the regular season finale. This one at Maple Grove in the first round of the 6A playoffs. Trailing 3-0, Maple Grove's Evan Hull takes the handoff, gets to the edge and scores from 4 yards out at 6-3 Crimson at halftime. Curtis Haugen looks left and it comes back right and hits a wide open Joe Raymond on this pass. He's pushed out of bounds after a 40-yard gain for the Crimson. And it sets up a run by Hull again. Looks like he stopped here, but he keeps going and gets into the end zone. And this touchdown makes it 13-3 Maple Grove. Early in the fourth quarter, Hull with a little more room to score, and this time he'll get in to score the last of what is his 4th touchdown of the night. Maple Grove pulls away. They win at 33-10. Also in 6A, Champlin Park at Moundsview. The Mustangs see plenty of this. Rebels quarterback Joey Folds keeping it and getting to the 1-yard line, setting up a Folds touchdown. Maple Grove fumbles the center quarterback exchange here. Corey Cairo pounces on the loose football to recover for Champlin Park. Sets up Folds. He'll sprawl into the end zone. Rebels lead 14-0 after one. And that's the score at halftime as well. After another short Folds touchdown run, this time he goes to the air and hits Trey Carlson for the touchdown. Rebels shut out the Mustangs for a 28-0 win. Tino Grace also won in Class 6A. The football playoffs continue Friday night. That is all for sports. Mike and Alex, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, John. In Local Vote 2017, we are hearing from the only candidate running for school board in Brooklyn Center.
Amy Bailey was appointed to the board earlier this year when another board member left, and now she is running to be elected to that seat for a 4-year term.
Hi, I'm Amy Bailey. I'm running to continue to be the newest member for the Brooklyn Center School Board because I am passionate about Brooklyn Center schools and its community. I have 3 children attending Brooklyn Center schools, a 9th, a 4th, and a 1st grader. I've lived in the community for 14 years. 11 of those years, I have dedicated a huge amount of my time caring about my children's education and their schools. I want my kids to learn and thrive every day they spend at our schools, being the best that they can be. I also care about the other students and their families, who they are and how they're doing. These are their friends, their peers, the ones who are influencing them. I enjoy stopping by for school lunches, classroom visits, attending their field trips, and volunteering in their classrooms. I feel confident knowing I can do my part in making a safer and happy school for my children and yours. I feel I bring a fresh new view to the board from seeing with my own eyes things that need to be done in order to continue to make Brooklyn Center Schools one of the Northwest Metro's best kept secrets. Please elect me November 7th to fill your Brooklyn Center School Board position. Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
And finally, a dreary day on Saturday didn't stop hundreds of trick-or-treaters in Brooklyn Center.
Good job. Say trick-or-treat.
The annual Trunk or Treat at Brooklyn United Methodist Church moved indoors on Saturday. Instead of passing out candy from the back of a car, children picked up candy from decorated tables inside the church. Trunk or Treats like this one are becoming a popular alternative to old-fashioned trick-or-treating in some neighborhoods.
It's fun to be able to reach out to that many people in the community, and that's really one of the, it's one of our bigger events that we do at our church to try to reach out.
The church plans to follow up Trunk or Treat with another free event on Sunday, November 5th called Late Great State Fair, where State Fair talent winners will perform and you can eat State Fair food like mini donuts. For more information, check out bumc.org. Mini donuts, I can still smell them.
So many possibilities.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.